Welcome to today's crypto market update. This is probably one of the most hilarious posts that I've seen in crypto to date. Charles Hoskinson, the guy behind Cardano ADA, is proposing to convert ADA and the Cardano treasury into Bitcoin stablecoins. Nothing says confidence in your own project by converting some of your coin into stablecoins and Bitcoin. Oh, I'm not throwing, I don't have any ill will towards the Coinbro team for interviewing him, but man, what a bad take. Oh, we all needed a good laugh, didn't we? Especially after Bitcoin's been chopping sideways for the last 20 days, almost 21 days. And the stop loss setting alert literally has not stopped firing, and it just fired again at 9:30, meaning that we should expect way more erratic price action. But the good news about BTC, I can't believe I really said that. The good news about BTC is that even though Saturday and Sunday were back in the cloud, it's to be expected falling inside of the cloud. You guys understand how ridiculous that statement is? That Bitcoin is inside of the daily TBO cloud. It has no strong trend right now. It's just chopping, just the same as I was expecting from back over here in late May, where it's just going up and down inside of the cloud. It's probably just going to keep chopping sideways for a while. Some of the more positive things about Friday, as I noted on Saturday's update, is that volume overwhelmed the moving average. Weekend volume is on par with previous weekends, so there's not really much to say there. On the weekly, though, unfortunately, it was a pretty nasty looking doji, and I don't like using Japanese candlestick formations and patterns with crypto because most of the time it doesn't really work well. But a doji does scream indecision to both sides. There's no strength in buying or selling, and usually when there's a doji up top, it's not the best sign possible. Now, the reality is that the trend is still strong with the weekly TBO cloud. I still can't get that out of my head. That's still so funny to me. Weekly RSI did not close above 70. So unfortunately, we do not have a strong trend like I was hoping we would hold up, but at least it's not dropping a lot. So it's closing at 67.89 is still good. Volume last week exceeded the previous week, but not the one before. So it's okay, but there's a real lack of indecision right now with Bitcoin, obviously. Now, Ethereum is in the same boat. It has fallen inside of the cloud Saturday and Sunday inside. I also want to remind you that for the longest time, the TBO slow line is still pointing down, and it still is. Nothing has really changed. If anything, it's diving down harder, and we still have these TBT Bearish Divergence clusters to pay attention to. So because of those clusters that are in play, we should be expecting more negative price action. We should be seeing more of a pullback for Ethereum, in my opinion, unless it's going to whip back up real quick. And if it does, it'll just be a short pump back to the top of the range. Volume was great last week, but unfortunately, it's volume that didn't go in the direction we want it to, and that's also forced on-balance volume to go lower. No real reversal signs yet on the 4-hour, although I do expect to see a close short like one of these guys this week, if not today or tomorrow, which will result in a quick pump up. But again, we're just chopping sideways. The weekly still looks terrible. The last 5 weekly closes have all been super lame and weak, but last week's volume exceeded the moving average, which is a positive sign. Again, RSI is still above 60, but really we wanted to see it higher. Now, Stablecoin Dominance, as you guys remember this from last week on Friday, it did close a close short, which lets us know that the bearish trend could be coming to an end soon. Therefore, we should expect this to go up higher. It's still stuck inside of the cloud. The slow line is still pointing up, but we did not see RSI go into overbought values, which is a positive sign. The weekly is showing actually no strength at all, to be honest. So I'm just kind of waiting for this to dip back down, to be completely honest with you. Bitcoin Dominance closed red yesterday, which I wouldn't be surprised if it closes red again. There's no strong trend here on the daily. On the weekly, it unfortunately closed right at 69.93 and it's back above 70, which the week's just getting started, literally, 48 minutes ago. So we really can't say anything about it right now. On the 4-hour, we have another breakout, but after the move's already happened, so I'm not really worried about that. One of the bigger bits of news to share with you right now, which is actually amazing, is we have a TBT Bearish Divergence signal printed on Sunday's candle for the top 10 dominance chart. The last time we saw one of these was back over here the 28th of February, and we saw a really nice increase. Now, the main difference between this one and our current one is not the direction of the price, but the direction of the cloud. The slow line back over here was still moving up. So seeing one of these bullish TBT divergence signals gave confidence to the market that, yeah, this should be going up higher. The problem right now is that the slow line is pointing down. So as exciting as this is, and yes, we're overdue for a reversal, it's not a strong signal like it was back over here in February. It's kind of like these guys over here. We're going to probably see some more, but eventually we'll get a nice pop back up. The others market cap successfully closed a TBO open short yesterday below the cloud, which is not obviously a positive sign, but looking on the bright side, now that we have an open short, we're going to get a closed short, an orange diamond, hopefully, and that'll be a nice push back up. Again, overhead resistance has been in place for a long time. Others is still beaten down. Now, on the inverse of that, because of all of the heightened tensions in the Middle East, gold closed up 1.37% on Friday. Today, it's back higher. On the 4-hour time frame, it has a TBO breakout. Not a perfect cluster, but it is a cluster. So that's something to pay attention to. So if gold is going to be ripping up higher, it could cause it could be a signal that there's more pain to come. BVOL 7D did not rip higher over the weekend. It got real quiet, but that's normal, I guess, for the weekend activity. I do expect BVOL 7D to continue moving up and up and up. Now, for those of you that are needing access to more information, indicators, alerts, join the Better Traders Club. It's the best place to get a lot of information, including access to the TBO indicator, TBT divergence, the stop loss hunting alert, all the fun stuff that you see over here. And I can't really scroll through it because I don't want to give away too much. But you can join for as little as $1. But if you want way more tools, indicators, alerts, resources, join the trader tier. That's one of the best ones to join. And of course, we have great courses. Of course, we have courses. Yeah, there's no way to really say that another way. But 50 Minutes to Financial Freedom is the best possible course you could start as a beginner or intermediate cryptocurrency trader, learning the ins and outs of all trading, automated and rather passive and active trading strategies with that course. So finishing up today, I have some charts that I just want to share with you to give you a heads up on. For starters, Chainlink, even though I'm not seeing a new TBO close short, I'm actually expecting to see another one printed fairly soon, if not this week, mainly because the price fell down because of our pullback starting on Wednesday. It lost about 17%, but it actually wicked right into TBO support. It is a weak support level. It's only been in place since the 6th, so it's only been active for 10 days. But seeing the fact that we have a low here at 12.63, then a higher low, higher low, higher low, that seems pretty reasonable to me. Even though on-balance volume is weak, volume is like meh, RSI is like but I still think that we could see a bounce for Chainlink. ONDO, similar story, and this one is actually a trade setup. I shared the trade setup on Friday. And so far, it's marginally in the green, only by 1.85%. Not really doing that well. So there's a chance that it could pop right back down to TBO support. But the idea with this one is to take profit quickly on any bounce, ideally up to the TBO fast line. That's the ideal exit. So even if it rips down here, it's only like a 10% move. Bitcoin Cash has been moving very strangely recently. Even though the slow line is still pointing down, it's starting to flatten out. But yesterday's close on a weekend, 6.82% is very strange. Yes, we have the breakouts and we had all this really weird stuff happening, but it's good for trading. So keep an eye on this guy. Maker continues to try to push up and up and up above the 618, proving yet again that Fibonacci levels are respected. Whether or not you believe in this stuff, they do work because a lot of other people are drawing the same lines. I mean, look at the close on Friday and the open on Saturday. Really, basically right there, 2,166, and the level is 2,164. So I'm expecting Maker to probably slip one more time back down here to TBO, the TBO fast line, and then to push up and then up again. Jito actually hit our take profit target from a trade setup that I shared on Friday on the pullback. So this one actually locked in about 15% profit, which is amazing. This one is going to continue to whip sideways. One of the positive things that I'm also seeing as well is volume is looking a lot better now than it has in a while. It still needs way more, but this is like the early stages. And obviously it needs to push above, up and out of the daily TBO cloud. So somewhere up in this range to really remain bullish. Now, some bearish signals to pay attention to. I know I've been really, I've really been repping hype as a great chart for trading, which still is. Unfortunately, on Saturday, it printed another TBT Bearish Divergence signal. Now, these will come before the TBO Close Long, the blue diamond, which is going to be the one signal that we're like, okay, got it, loud and clear. So these could still be early, just like this one was early, and we saw the price move up another 11% after this signal was printed. I still think the chart is strong. I still think it's trading well, but we need to be aware that we're seeing more of these TBT Bearish Divergence signals. Gate token, which is an exchange token by Gate.io, printed almost a perfect 3 in a row TBO breakdown on the daily, which is a very negative, very, very, very negative sign, especially after losing support. Be really careful. It's fallen a lot, to be honest, and it remains heavily oversold, especially with daily RSI. Zcash on the 4-hour time frame printed TBO breakdowns, not in a perfect 3 in a row cluster, but in a cluster. Pay attention to that because we could continue to see it fall lower. Yes, there should be a move up to the fast line because of our previous close long, but there's no guarantee when it could happen. Yes, it appears that RSI is slowly starting to curl up, but I'm paying more attention to this. SPX, as much as I love this chart, we need to pay attention to a couple of things. One, it has a TBT Bearish Divergence that was printed on Saturday's close, down 9%. Sunday up 5%. So it's just chop solidating right now. It's done this before, actually, several times. And the last several times, it also has 3 TBT Close Longs. These are the blue diamonds I was talking about before. So it does have 3 of these guys, but honestly, I just feel like it's the same thing, rinse, repeat. We're eventually going to see SPX move up higher. Just want to remind you that it is struggling to move above historical TBO resistance at 153. So just keep that in mind. I know, I want to see us rip a lot higher, trust me. But we need to also pay attention to the signs. The slow line here on the daily time frame is no longer really pointing up. It's kind of doing a weird wave, but the other lines are clearly pointing up. I do think it will recover, but we just need to be careful with that. Cake printed a 3rd TBO close long. The short-term move is to the fast line, but this is not good. Seeing 3 of these in close proximity within 10 days of each other, it's not really a positive sign at all. Even though it's great for trading, just be really careful because a chart like this could lose its structure. By the way, there is structure and it's already lost it, to be honest, right here. So just be really careful with Cake. Comp, this one on the 4-hour time frame printed a lot of TBO close shorts on the 4-hour. Now, it's not dumping per se, but we need to pay attention to this, at least for a short-term pullback. We do have the breakouts and then close longs. I said shorts, close longs. Those are not a really good sign. Daily volume has fallen down a lot as well. So my expectation is that comp will fall back down, unfortunately. Now, 2 charts to pay attention to. Solana had a really amazing close. It actually had a bullish engulfing candle yesterday. Sunday's close up 5.76% after struggling here at TBO support. It's a good start. It needs to move up way higher, obviously. On the 4-hour time frame, it did print a TBO close short, but admittedly really high above support, so it's not really a strong symbol of strength. But we do have an open short currently. So if we see a pullback, the next thing we will be looking out for is one of these orange dots. And then the last one is SUI. SUI has fallen down, and it has short-term support at 2.8467. It unfortunately made a lower low here. which isn't a positive sign, which means that we could see it fall a little bit lower. But in the short term, I am expecting it to bounce at least here to the TBO fast line. Yep. And that's that. Crazy. So again, go to thebettertraders.com. Links in the description. I posted a video as well over the weekend that you've got to watch because it's just something to pay attention to. It happened weeks ago. It's a very bearish start to, rather, it's an early warning signal about the upcoming bear market, which I fully believe is on its way. So be prepared. Watch the video. It's going to pop up right here. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.